Have you ever met someone and felt an instant connection, or maybe a sudden, inexplicable fear, without any clear reason? Perhaps it was a stranger who seemed oddly familiar, or a place that stirred emotions you couldn't explain. What if these moments were more than coincidence? What if, deep within, your soul was remembering something from another time, another life? Reincarnation, the idea that our souls continue across lifetimes, learning, growing, and carrying fragments of memory and karma from one existence to the next. For some, it's a comforting belief. For others, a mysterious possibility. But every so often, stories emerge that challenge even the staunchest skeptics. Stories of children who recall astonishing details from lives they never lived, of memories that cannot be dismissed as imagination. Today, we share one such true story. A story that changed not just one family, but an entire community's understanding of forgiveness, karma, and the cycle of rebirth. In the gentle embrace of dawn, a small village wakes to the sound of roosters and the distant laughter of children. Here, in this quiet corner of the world, life moves at a slower pace. People know each other's names, gather for evening prayers, and share stories passed down through generations. While some elders whisper about reincarnation and the journey of the soul, others brush it aside as folklore. But for one family, these beliefs are about to be tested in ways they never imagined. The protagonist of our story is a little girl named Anaya. From the moment she could speak, Anaya was different. She would gaze at her parents with searching eyes, sometimes calling them by unfamiliar names. She seemed to know things no child her age should. Details about distant places, descriptions of people no one in the family had ever met. At first, her parents dismissed these as childish fantasies. But as the months passed, Anaya's stories grew more vivid, more urgent. One evening, as the family gathered for dinner, Anaya stared intently at her mother and whispered, "I miss my other home. The house with the blue door and the mango tree." Her parents exchanged uneasy glances. They had never lived in a house with a blue door. The next day, Anaya refused to walk past a certain street in the village, trembling with fear. "That's where the fire was," she said, tears streaming down her cheeks. "I don't want to go near it again." Her parents tried to comfort her, but the questions lingered. Word spread quickly in the village. Some neighbors grew wary, while others grew curious. Was this merely a child's imagination, or something more? The local school teacher, who had read about cases of past life memories, suggested the family start documenting Anaya's statements. Over the next few weeks, her parents kept a journal, carefully noting every detail. Anaya spoke of a woman named Mira, a gentle voice that sang her to sleep. She described a small town several miles away, with a temple at its center and a bustling market. She recalled the scent of jasmine, the sound of bells, and the taste of sweet rice pudding. Most unsettling of all, she recounted a tragic event, a fire that took her life, leaving her longing for closure. The family was torn between skepticism and concern. Could there be any truth to Anaya's memories? Driven by a mix of fear and hope, they decided to investigate. One crisp morning, they set out for the town Anaya had described. As they entered the market, Anaya's demeanor changed. She grew quiet, her eyes scanning the crowd. Suddenly, she tugged at her mother's sleeve and pointed. "There, that's the temple, and over there, the house with the blue door." They followed her to a modest home, its door painted a faded blue. A mango tree stood in the courtyard, just as Anaya had said. The family who lived there greeted them with curiosity. When Anaya saw the elderly woman inside, she ran to her and embraced her tightly. "Mira!" she cried. The woman's eyes filled with tears. She had lost her daughter, Priya, in a fire several years before. The details Anaya provided, the songs, the recipes, even the way she described a favorite childhood game, matched perfectly with Priya's life. As the family spoke, the pieces fell into place. Anaya's memories were not random fragments. They were echoes of a life cut short, a bond that transcended death. The villagers gathered, witnessing the reunion with a mix of awe and disbelief. Some wept openly, while others struggled to accept what they were seeing. But for Anaya and Mira, it was a moment of profound healing, a chance to say goodbye, to find closure. The revelation sent ripples through the community. Skeptics found themselves questioning their assumptions, while believers saw their faith affirmed. For Anaya's parents, the experience was both humbling and transformative. They watched as their daughter blossomed, her fears gradually fading. She no longer recoiled from the street where the fire had occurred. Instead, she approached it with a quiet strength, as if acknowledging a pain she had finally released. Yet, the story did not end there. Anaya's journey became a catalyst for deeper reflection. The villagers began to talk openly about their own experiences, dreams that felt like memories, encounters that defied explanation, moments of déjà vu that lingered long after they passed. The local priest spoke of karma, the invisible thread that binds our actions across lifetimes. He reminded everyone that the soul's journey is not just about rebirth, but about evolution, learning, forgiving, and letting go. For Anaya, the process of reconnecting with her past brought both joy and sorrow. She grieved for the life she had lost, but she also found comfort in the love that endured. Her behavior changed in subtle ways. She became more compassionate, more patient with others. She seemed wise beyond her years, offering comfort to friends and neighbors in times of need. Her laughter, once tinged with sadness, now rang with hope. Her family, too, changed. They became more mindful of their actions, more aware of the impact their words and choices could have, not just in this life, but in the lives to come. They learned to forgive old grievances, to approach each day with gratitude. The experience taught them that unresolved pain can linger, shaping our relationships and our destiny. But with compassion and understanding, healing is possible. The story of Anaya spread beyond the village, reaching people in distant towns and cities. Some dismissed it as coincidence, while others saw it as a sign, a reminder that life is more mysterious than we can comprehend. Psychologists and researchers visited, seeking to understand the phenomenon. They interviewed Anaya, her family, and the villagers, documenting every detail. While some explanations were offered, cryptomnesia, suggestion, the power of storytelling, none could fully account for the depth of Anaya's memories or the emotional resonance of her reunion with Mira. Over time, the village became known as a place of healing, a place where past and present intertwined. People traveled from afar, seeking answers to their own questions, hoping to find peace. Some left with new insights, others with more questions. But all were touched by the story of a little girl who remembered, who forgave, and who taught everyone the true meaning of compassion. So what can we learn from Anaya's journey? Reincarnation, whether you believe in it or not, offers a profound lesson about the evolution of the soul. It reminds us that our actions, our choices, and our relationships are not isolated moments, but threads in a tapestry that stretches across lifetimes. The pain we carry, the love we give, the forgiveness we offer, all of these shape who we are and who we will become. Perhaps we do not remember our past lives. Perhaps the memories lie dormant, waiting for the right moment to surface. But even if we cannot recall the details, the lessons remain. Every act of kindness, every moment of understanding, every step toward forgiveness ripples outward, touching lives in ways we may never know. Anaya's story is a call to compassion. It asks us to look beyond the surface, to recognize the wounds and hopes that each soul carries. It challenges us to let go of anger, to heal old hurts, and to embrace the possibility of growth. For in the end, reincarnation is not just about rebirth. It is about transformation. It is about the soul's journey toward wisdom, love, and ultimate freedom. As you reflect on this story, consider your own life. Have you ever experienced a moment that felt strangely familiar? A connection that defied logic? A lesson that seemed to echo from another time? Whether you believe in reincarnation or not, these moments invite us to look deeper, to seek meaning in the mysteries of existence. We may not remember our past lives, but our actions today shape the next. The seeds we plant, through kindness, forgiveness, and understanding, will blossom in ways we cannot yet imagine. Each day is an opportunity to break the cycle of pain, to create a legacy of love. So, what do you think? Do you believe in reincarnation? Have you ever experienced déjà vu, or memories that felt like echoes from another life? We invite you to share your thoughts, your stories, and your questions. Let's explore these mysteries together. If this story touched you, please like, comment, and subscribe. Share your experiences below. Your insights might inspire someone else on their journey. And remember, every soul has a story. Every life is a lesson, and the journey never truly ends.